Hello, students. Hope you all are doing great. I'm Achal Chaudhary, working as an assistant professor, EBA department in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. So, students, I'm back with my online lecture series of company accounts. So, students, it's your lecture number 4 from issue of debentures and underwriting of shares and debentures. In previous lecture, we have started the numerical portion. We have covered the issue of debentures at premium and at par. And today we will start with the debenture redemption reserve and redemption of debentures. Also, we will cover the numerical portion of underwriting of shares and debentures. So let's get started. First of all, before solving the numerical related to redemption of debenture, first of all, it's important to understand about the DRR, that is your debenture redemption reserve. What is it? A debenture redemption reserve is a requirement imposed on Indian corporations that issue debentures where they must create a debenture redemption services to protect investments, or you can say to protect investors from the possibility of a company defaulting. Basically, DRR is created to save the you can say interest of the investors, so that if a company is unable to pay the amount of debentures, is unable to pay the you can say proper interest on debentures, so for that purpose we create the DRR. It is mandated by the Indian Companies Act, so that if a debenture is not supported by the is not backed by any asset, any you can say security, in that case the smooth flow of interest and smooth flow of the payment of the debentures amount, so for that purpose the company is mandated by this law that they have to create a DRR, so that there will be a smooth flow in the interest payment and your debenture payment. So there is a just one more thing. The reserve must represent at least 25% of the face value of debentures issued. So whenever in question it has been asked that you have to create the DRR, so you have to create it on the basis of at least 25%. If it is given in question, then that you have to create a DRR at 30%, then it's not an issue. You will create it by 30%. But if it is not mandated, or you can say if it is not mentioned over in question that you have to create a DRR at what percentage, then in that case you have to calculate it on the basis of 25%. So here is a question related to redemption of debenture. So let's have a look on this question. Nirbhay Chemicals Limited issued 10 lakh rupees 6% debentures of rupees 50 each at a premium of 8% on 30th June 2017, which is redeemable on 30th June 2018. The issue was fully subscribed. Past journal entries for issue and redemption of debentures. How much amount should be transferred to DRR before redemption of debentures? Also state how much amount should be invested in specified securities. So first of all, what we have to do is we have to find out the DRR amount. First thing which we have to do is you have to find out the DRR amount. Then you have to find out the debenture investment account. What are the redemption investment amount? At what percentage you have to calculate the investment? So let's have a look on this calculation part first. So students, this is the working note of the particular question from the numerical one. So first of all, what you have to do is you have to find out the specified percentage. You have to find out the DRR first of all. So as I told you that minimum, if there is nothing mentioned in the question, then minimum amount of DRR is 25%. So you will calculate on the basis of 25%, as the amount of debentures was 10 lakh. So on 10 lakh you will find out the 25% of 10 lakh, that is your rupees 2 lakh 50,000. So this amount will be transferred in your DRR account. So this is your debenture redemption reserve, which a company has to mandate, has to like ensure that they are preparing for 2,50,000 in their redemption reserve. Next thing, what question says that you have to also find out the amount of investment, redemption investment. So as per the rule of 18, it has been mentioned that every company has to create a you can say redemption investment. Also the company who is creating the DRR account, for that company it is mandatory to create the redemption investment account, so that whatever the amount you are transferring to the DRR account, a particular investment, or you can say particular percentage of investment, can be done in by through that reserve only. So for that purpose, for the investment purpose, debenture redemption investment, that amount should be calculated on the basis of 15%. If it is not given in the question, then again it is up to 15%, or you can say at least you have to create on the basis of 15%. So as we have calculated 25%, likewise we will calculate 15% also. That will be your debenture redemption investment. So 10 lakh ka 15%, what will be the amount? 1,50,000. So this amount will be like transferred to your debenture redemption investment account. So let's have a look on the journal entries. So students, these are the journal entries for the question. First journal entry will be your debenture issued entry. That will be your bank account debit to 6% debenture account to securities premium reserve account. So as mentioned in question that there will be a 8% of securities premium. So on 10 lakh there will be a premium of 80,000. So total amount will be 10 lakh 80,000, which has been issued by the company. Then next entry will be for creating the DRR account. So statement of profit and loss account debit to DRR account is we have calculated the amount of DRR on 25%. The value was 2,50,000. So the same value was transferred to the DRR account on creation of the DRR account. So as you can see यहाँ पर DRR की कितनी एंट्री है, दैट इज 2,50,000, जो हमने 25% के बेसिस पर कैलकुलेट किया था. Then next is your when you have created the investment on the DRR account, that was at the rate of 15%. So debenture redemption investment account debit to bank account, and amount will be 1,50,000. While transferring these investment account, while you are encashing this amount, then in that case your journal entry will be bank account debit to debenture redemption investment account with the same amount 1,50,000. Then next will be 6% debentures account to debenture holder account. Whenever you are you can say whenever the amount is due on the 6% debenture, in that case the amount will be 10 lakh and 6% debentures account will be debited here. When the payment is made to the debenture holder, when the you can say payment is made on the redemption, in that case debenture holder account will be debited to bank account. And the last journal entry will be related to the whenever you are transferring the amount of DRR to the journal reserve. So in that case your DRR account will be debited and your journal reserve account will be credited with the 2,50,000. So students, this is how you have to solve the question when it comes regarding the redemption of debentures. So first two things which you have to ensure, that if question says about the investment also to create the redemption investment account, then in that case you will calculate it on the basis of 15% if it is not mentioned in the question. And the DRR account, if the information is not given regarding the DRR, then you have to create the DRR, that is for sure DRR तो आपको create करना ही है. And also second thing, if it is not mentioned in question that on how much percentage you have to create the DRR, then in that case you will calculate on the basis of 25%. So I hope you are able to solve these kind of questions and you are understood about these redemption questions. Numerical number 2. So this is related to your underwriting of shares and debentures. So let's have a look on this question. The following underwriting took place for a company: X 6,000 shares, Y 2,500 shares, and Z 1,500 shares. In addition, there were firm underwriting as 800 shares by X, Y 300 shares, Z 1,000 shares. The issue of shares was 10,000 shares. Total subscription including firm underwriting was 7,100 shares, and the forms included the following marked forms: X 1,000 share, Y 2,000 share, and Z is 500 shares. So what you have to do in this question, you have to show the allocation of the liability of the underwriters. So here what question says that a company is having 10,000 shares. So 10,000 shares है company के पास and they have three underwriters that are X, Y and Z. So what they have done is कि उनके बीच में एक deal हुई that Mr. X undertake करेंगे या फिर वो underwrite करेंगे 6,000 shares from 10,000 and Y के पास 2,500 shares होंगे and Z will be responsible for 1,500 shares. उसके बाद में इन एडिशन मिस्टर एक्स ने बोला दैट आउट ऑफ 6,800 शेयर्स मैं खुद से अपने लिए खरीद लूंगा एंड वाई सेज आई विल परचेज 300 शेयर्स एंड जेड सेज दैट आई विल इशू 1,000 शेयर्स. देन आफ्टर इशूइंग मार्केट में जब हमने शेयर से अंडर राइटिंग के लिए उन्होंने काम करना स्टार्ट किया देन एट व्हाट टाइम क्या हुआ एट द एंड उनके पास सिर्फ टोटल सब्सक्रिप्शन कितना आया 7,100 शेयर्स का. मींस 10,000 में से सिर्फ 7,100 शेयर्स अप्लाई किए हैं नॉर्मल जनरल पब्लिक ने. सो इन दैट केस मार्क्ड एप्लीकेशन जो एक्स ने प्रॉमिस किया था दैट ही विल लाइक वो 6,000 शेयर्स को इशू कराएगा, उससे सिर्फ 1,000 शेयर इशू करा पाया. Y who promised for 2,500 shares उसको सिर्फ 2,000 शेयर्स अप्लाई करा पाए एंड Z who have promised for 1,500 shares then in that case Z सिर्फ 500 शेयर्स करा पाया इशू. So let's have a look कि इसकी calculation कैसे होगी. How will we calculate the liability of the underwriters? So इस question में basically हमें सिर्फ underwriters की liability को calculate करना है. That's it. So students, first of all, what we have to calculate is we have to find out the unmarked application. 10,000 में से सब 7,100 शेयर्स के हमारे पास एप्लीकेशंस आई है. सो अनमार्क्ड एप्लीकेशन कितनी होगी. So for that purpose what we have to do is we have to first of all find out the unmarked application. So first of all हम पहले consider करेंगे marked application कितनी है. That is X की 1,000, Y 2,000 and Z 500. टोटल 2,500 एप्लीकेशंस हमारे पास आई है. उसमें से फर्म एप्लीकेशन मींस जो एक्स वाई जेड ने प्रॉमिस किया था दैट दे विल परचेज दीज एप्लीकेशंस फ्रॉम द कंपनी वो अपने नाम पे इशू कराएंगे. सो दैट वाज योर 800, 300 एंड 1,000. सो टोटल आपका कितना है आफ्टर कैलकुलेटिंग दीज टू 3,500 एंड 2,100. सो टोटल 5,600 है जो आपके मार्क हो जाएंगे, जो आपको पता है कि ये एप्लीकेशंस तो हमारी खत्म है बिकॉज मार्क्ड एप्लीकेशन 3,500 ऑलरेडी पब्लिक ने इशू करने के लिए एप्लीकेशंस दे दी है एंड रेस्ट 2,100 का प्रॉमिस अंडर राइटर्स ने किया है कि 2,100 एप्लीकेशंस हम लोग खुद से इशू कराएंगे. सो टोटल एप्लीकेशन कितना था 7,100, उसमें से 5,600 आपका कैलकुलेशन इसमें आ गया. सो दैट मीन्स 1,500 शेयर्स अभी आपके अनमार्क्ड हैं. 1,500 शेयर्स को अभी किसी ने अप्लाई नहीं किया है, मार्क नहीं किया है. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम लोग लाइबिलिटी कैलकुलेट करेंगे। देन ग्रॉस लाइबिलिटी क्या थी? ग्रॉस लाइबिलिटी एक्स की 6000 थी, 2500 फॉर वाई एंड जेड की 1500 थी। टोटल शेयर्स कितने थे? 10,000। उसमें से फिर वी विल डिडक्ट दी मार्क्ड एप्लीकेशन जो ऑलरेडी उन्होंने सब्सक्राइब करा दिए हैं, दैट इज 1000, 2000 एंड 500। सो रिमेनिंग क्या बचा? 5000 फॉर एक्स, वाई का 500 एंड जेड 1000। So now what we have to do is जो unmarked application थी 1500 को हम उनके gross liability के ratio में divide कर देंगे। Means 6000, 2500 और 1500 के ratio को find out करके उसके basis पर हम लोग unmarked application को divide करेंगे। क्योंकि यहाँ पर what we have to do is कि हमें ये फाइंड आउट करना है कि किसकी कितनी लाइबिलिटी अभी बची हुई है, किसको अभी कितने शेयर्स और अप्लाई कराने हैं या फिर खुद से अप्लाई करने हैं। सो अनमार्क्ड एप्लीकेशन को इसीलिए हम लोग 1500 शेयर्स में 1500 शेयर्स को डिवाइड कर देंगे उनकी ग्रॉस लाइबिलिटी के रेशियो में, क्योंकि उनकी ग्रॉस लाइबिलिटी मीन्स जो उन्होंने प्रॉमिस किया है उस प्रॉमिस के बेसिस पर हम उनकी लाइबिलिटीज को डिवाइड करेंगे। So after calculating, after finding out the ratio will be 12, 5 and 3 on the basis of their gross liability. So 900, 375 and 225 will be deducted from your XYZ की liability में से. So after that what you get the amount, that is 4100, 125 and 775. इसमें से what you have to deduct is your firm underwriting जो XYZ ने promise किया है that they will apply these share, they will purchase issue these share from the company. So that was your 800, 300, 1000. So now students अब एक चीज आप देखोगे that for X is 3300 but for Y and Z the amount is negative, means उनको जितना टारगेट दिया था, जितनी एप्लीकेशंस उनको सब्सक्राइब करानी थी उससे ज़्यादा उन्होंने करा दिया है, मीन्स उन्होंने ज़्यादा काम कर दिया। सो ज़्यादा कराने के केस में व्हाट हैपेंस कि जो उन्होंने ज़्यादा कराया है अब उनको उसका कोई बेनिफिट नहीं मिलेगा, बिकॉज आपको जो भी कमीशन मिलेगा, जो भी अंडरराइटर्स को कमीशन मिलेगा वो ग्रॉस लाइबिलिटी के बेसिस पे मिलेगा। सो अगर वो एक्सेस में कोई काम करा रहे हैं, एक्सेस में इशू करा रहे हैं तो उसका कोई बेनिफिट उनको नहीं मिलेगा। सो व्हाट दे आर डूइंग, वो उन्होंने फिर वाई जेड ने मिलकर एक्स को बोला दैट हमें तो इसका कोई फायदा नहीं होगा, हमारे हमें कोई कमीशन रिसीव नहीं होगा, बट आपको इसका फायदा हो सकता है क्योंकि आपकी जो नेट लाइबिलिटी होगी, जो आपकी टोटल लाइबिलिटी होगी कंपनी के टुवर्ड्स, वो आपकी डिडक्ट हो जाएगी। क्योंकि 175 एंड 225 हमने एक्स्ट्रा शेयर्स को इशू करा दिया है, तो उन 175 और 225 का बेनिफिट आपको मिल सकता है अगर हम वो आपको ट्रांसफर कर दे तो। सो after transferring those 175 and 225, 3300 से 175 and 225 डिडक्ट हो जाएगा मिस्टर एक्स के अमाउंट से, टोटल लाइबिलिटी से। सो अब टोटल लाइबिलिटी एक्स की कितनी रिमेनिंग है? दैट इज 2900 शेयर्स। अब एक्स के पास लाइबिलिटी कितना हो गया? 2900 शेयर्स। वाई जेड के पास कोई लाइबिलिटी नहीं है, बट what they have promised is कि हम कुछ अमाउंट ऑफ शेयर्स कंपनी से परचेज करेंगे, वो लाइबिलिटी आपकी राइट ऑफ नहीं हो सकती, दैट यू हैव टू फुलफिल। सो फर्म लाइबिलिटी दोबारा से हम कैलकुलेट करेंगे, दैट इज योर 800, 300 एंड 1000। सो वाई और जेड की कोई एक्स्ट्रा लाइबिलिटी नहीं रिमेनिंग है, सिर्फ उन्होंने जो प्रॉमिस किया था दैट वी विल परचेज, वी विल इशू दीज शेयर्स, सिर्फ वो लाइबिलिटी उनकी रिमेनिंग होगी, दैट इज देयर 300 शेयर्स एंड 1000 शेयर्स। एंड एक्स की ऑलरेडी 2900 शेयर्स की लाइबिलिटी थी, उसमें इसने प्रॉमिस भी किया था, एक्स हैज आल्सो प्रॉमिस दैट ही विल इशू 800 शेयर्स फ्रॉम द फर्म ऑन हिज नेम। सो 800 को ऐड कर कर 3700 इज द टोटल अमाउंट जो एक्स की अभी नेट लाइबिलिटी है। सो एक्स के ऊपर अभी लाइबिलिटी कितना रिमेनिंग है? दैट इज 3700 शेयर्स। सो अभी एक्स को 3700 शेयर्स और इशू करनी है और करानी है। सो बेसिकली हमें इस तरीके से कैलकुलेशन करनी होती है. वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट द लाइबिलिटीज ऑफ द अंडरराइटर्स लाइक दिस. So students, that's it for today's lecture. Here your issue of debentures and your underwriting of shares and debentures has been completed. So based on today's lecture, here is a question for your practice session, that is Newton Limited Incorporated on 1st January 2011 issued a prospectus inviting application for 20,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. The whole issue was fully underwritten by Adams, Benjamin, and Clayton as follows: Adams 10,000 shares, Benjamin 6,000 shares, Clayton 4,000 shares. Applications were received for 16,000 shares, of which marked applications were as follows: Adams 8,000 shares, Benjamin 2,850 shares, and Clayton 4,150 shares. You are required to find out the liabilities of individual underwriters. So again, you have to find out the liabilities of all the underwriters. So as I discussed in previous question, so likewise you have to solve this question also. So that's it. If you face any difficulties, students, then you can contact me directly over WhatsApp and you can ask all your queries directly to me. Thank you so much for your time. Stay tuned for more videos.